Hi everyone, how are you doing? I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was on yet. But anywho, okay, I have been asked how I did all of my metal work and what I used to get that look of the steampunk on my book I've been working on. But anyway, I got foil tape. This tape came from Home Depot. And warning, this is foil. This tape is as sharp as that razor on my knife here. It is very sharp. It can cut you. It can even make you get stitches if you're not careful. And if you sand it down, little slivers can get into your fingers and in your eyes. So wear protective eye gear if you're sanding, and cover, if you have to, wear a pair of gloves if you can manage it. But my hands are not the softest because of years and years of crafting and stuff. It's kind of like my hands are sandpaper, basically, almost. No, they're not. They're soft. But yeah, I'm also very, very careful with it. But you'll need the foil tape right here. And I do not know how much it is, but this will last forever. I'm going to go to this weekend and see if I can find some in like a copper color. That would be really interesting. And then my metal tools I've had for quite some time is walnut hollow. And these scissors are made, it comes in the kit. I got my kit off of line, but you can buy it from Hobby Lobby for $29.99. But I got my kit off of eBay, free shipping and handling for $20. So sometimes it pays to shop around. And in your kit, you'll get the scissors. I got two pairs of scissors in here because one's for metal and one is for just cutting paper. You'll get stylus tools, two of them. Oh, I'll need this one out. And you'll get two stylus tools, and you'll get a bunch of little add-ons. Pen with a little form to where you can form to your make a form of a leaf to stick on your work if you want to. Okay, and it's got instructions. And you got a smoother, or what you call an embosser, and as you can tell, I use it a lot. Okay, now let me get to where I was going to show you what else you need. You will also need, oh no, it's ran away. Here it is. I thought it ran away, but it didn't. Okay, I did these earlier so I can be basically prepared, because this will have to dry hard. I've touched it several times right there and kind of like flattened it out to see if it was dry. But get your Stizzix or your glue. I use mostly glue because I don't like using my Stizzix, my puffy paint. So what you do is you would take your puffy paint, and I'm going to do this upside down. You would take your I'll do it this way. Your puffy paint. I always tap it down first. It doesn't matter if it's perfect or not, because you know what? You're going to freehand all this. But you can basically draw it out. And you're going to take it and you're going to draw lines, dots, doodles, anything that your heart desires. And then you're going to wait at least 12 hours for this to dry solid. I set this down at 7 o'clock this morning, and it just now got to the point to where I can touch it. Okay, you're going to wait for that to dry, because It is still wet, and you lay it down flat. And if you use the white glue, you're going to wait for a little bit longer because white glue tends to harden slower. Okay, let me zoom in on this. Hold on. Okay. Just go okay, over. Okay. Now you've got your metal tape. Okay, this metal tape has been cut in half because I have made something out of it. Oh, and you'll also need a Sharpie for this and an old towel. And like I said, ask your mom and dad to help you because I don't want to be the blame for little Johnny or Susie cutting their fingers off. But anywho, what I need you to do now is once you get this tape, it has a back to it. A piece of paper. It's like a sticker. Peel it and you can see it's very thin. It's like almost like aluminum tinfoil. You all didn't think I could say that, huh? Okay. It's very, very sticky. Let's just take it and let's do the love. Lay it over. Oh no, it's stuck to my thing. Okay. We're going to lay it over. It doesn't matter if it has any crinkles or not on it. Lay it over your love. Like that, okay? Be careful when you flatten that down because if it's up on the edges, it will cut you. Okay. You can see almost some of this coming through. Take your tool and just rub and be sure you go around it like this. And you can also take felt pieces, wooden pieces, all kinds of scrap, metal, keys, you know, things that you've cut out on your Stizik, on your Cricut. You know, you can take real thick cardstock and like my little chipboard corset that I like to use a lot. And you can even do really thin, really thin, like polymer clay pieces. You don't want to put it too thick because, like I said, this is foil. And you know when you take tin foil off the row and you get too rough with it, sometimes it can break and it'll tear. So, and you don't want that to happen to your pieces. I use this tool right here because I don't want to take a chance of the foil ripping or any of it just coming through and stabbing me at any point. But okay, let's emboss all this down. And what I'll do with this, just to save this and not waste the foil or anything, I'll probably turn this into a bookmark and use it and give it away. So, okay, now this tool here, I'm sorry if I moved so fast that caused the camera to jerk a little, but I can't help it. My camera jerks and my computer jerks when my neighbors are playing video games, and it kind of interferes with our system, with our internet at times. So take this tool here and you can roll it over it. What it's going to do is when you go over, it's going to make a bunch of little lines, as you can tell. And you see how fast this is. You can take your time and stuff, but you know what? I like my steampunk kind of messy. If I do anything that is to made look like steampunk or anything. And this here is a metal brush like. For the life of me, I cannot remember the name of this. But what I do is I just take this. Now, this is where you're going to end up with a bunch of the metal flakes if you're not careful and stuff. But you can possibly make your own metal tape if you have spray adhesive. You can take tin foil. I don't know. I haven't tried it. If you want, I can give it a test drive and test it out. But you can get your spray adhesive and you can take it and spray the back of the foil and then place it on what you're going to adhere it to. But this is how I did the big T and my book that I'm working on for someone. I'm not mentioning any names because she is just too excited to think that she's getting something when I'm not going to tell her it's not hers. I'm just going to leave her think it is. I hope she's not watching this. Terry, turn off your computer. Your aunt's in town. Take her to Sanrio. But this is how I do that, and as you can tell, it scratches the surface like that. I need a new camera. But you would just go through that, put that down. I'm not going to do all of it. And then it kind of adds a different texture to it. Now this is the fun part. This is the part that makes a mess. You should see my towel I used to. Yeah, that's my towel. It's a disaster. Okay. Then you get your Sharpie and you just start coloring. And then as soon as you color, you wipe it off. Color, get into all the cracks, and whoops, wipe it off. And you know, you can also use different colors to do this. It don't have to necessarily be black. It can be red. It could be blue. It could be green. It could be multicolors. You know, just use your imagination and go for it. Now, this is going to be a little sticky until it dries completely. It won't take long for this to dry completely, but it will be sticky. And in order to get the like the word love and the scribble scrabble of the raised to come up, I'll show you what I did to bring the rest of this design up and make it pop. And I'm going to be making a video here, and another one here in a minute, because I got my prize winnings from 7 Frozen Cupcakes. Well, yeah. So I got my prize winnings, and I'm going to do an open video. I haven't even opened the package. I was so excited to get this done because I'm always excited when somebody, always work with a piece of paper under you, because if you don't, your mom and dad's going to get really mad if your mom and dad is doing this with you. They're going to be like, ah, Kat told you how to do something messy. I hate her. But anywho, okay. And that's how you get that. Now, get you just a little bit of the fingernail polish remover. Just a little. You don't need a lot. And if you got acrylics, be careful. Just a little dab will do you, because you don't want to remove everything from around your area there. You just want to kind of like take off the top and bring that out. And this will not remove all the scratching that you and inking that you have done. And then you get your metal scissors. and you cut a straight line with your metal scissors, straight down. And of course, you would take the back of this and cover the back of this up really, really nice. You know, put another piece of paper over the back of it. Fix up the back. Pop a hole in the corner. Add a little charm. You got you a bookmark. But this is how I did it. Remember, paper, your scribbles, 24 hours to dry, and then cover with the foil, and then rub and rub and rub and rub, and then buff it out. And what you get is your little piece of work. We'll just remove some of that stuff. And don't forget, you gotta leave this sit to dry for a little while. So there you go. And that's love. I hope this explains how I did my foil technique. And like I said, just be very, very, very careful and use this with caution. I mean, because you're playing with metal scissors that are made to cut tin, and they're really sharp like razors. You're playing with foil that is sharp, that can cut you and actually give you stitches if you're not careful. So please, please, please have fun. If you're young, get, parents' help and enjoy. You can put this on anything, everything. I will have to show you some of the stuff I've done. I've made a box where I put this tape on it, and I've antiqued it, and it looks really good. And you also can use rub and buff too. So, well, I'll let you all go. Just be safe. So, peace out. Toodles. Ooh, my fingers are black. Toodles. Bye, everybody.